Bruce. Uh-oh. Oh, here comes Fat Boy. Oh, you jealous? Oh, you jealous? What's wrong? So, first things first, we gotta do our chicken broth. Some frozen bones I kept from a couple meals ago. Always keep your bones, makes a great broth. I like it a little bit of fatty, so I leave some of the skin in. We're gonna clear it out later, so it don't matter. But half an onion, some celery sticks, bay leaf, salt, pepper. I would put a tiny bit of cayenne in it, just a tiny bit, and just let that make. And then you should have chicken broth for a week or so. Ooh, look at that beautiful chicken broth. Look at that. All right, so we just drain all the chicken broth. And then we're gonna trash that. And then you got some good chicken broth for, last about a week or so. But now we gotta get our holy trinity. You got your bell pepper, onion, celery, a little bit of garlic. So we're just gonna cut that down and get some, get our ingredients ready. A little bit of leftover ham. We're gonna go ahead and chop it up. All right, so right now we got 4 cups of water. We're gonna go ahead and dump the white beans. This is a pound of white beans that I pre-washed before in the sink, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and put that all the way as high as it goes. We want to try to get that to a boil, and then we're also gonna put in some of that 32 ounces or the 4 cups of chicken broth that we made earlier. Get all that flavor, boy. Woo-wee. Yep, I'm just gonna let that get to a boil. Just a quick little spin. We're gonna let that get to a boil, and while we're doing that, we got some of the ham. Put it all the way up. All right, now you got a little color. I'm gonna put it on the side bowl for now. Just hold that aside. Put that back on. I'm gonna throw some butter on it. And just a little bit of olive oil just so it doesn't melt. I'm sorry, burn. As easy, of course. Then melt it up. A little cube of butter. All right, now we got the butter going. Got some of those crunchies from the ham. We go ahead and put some of that Holy Trinity in there. Okay. And while we're doing this, it's gonna take a good 12 minutes of just stirring. You want to get it kind of cooked down a little bit. While it's doing that, this water's still going. Hasn't got to boil yet, but we're gonna wait that out. Now that we got the beans up to a boil, we want to let it boil for at least 10 minutes. So I'm gonna let it boil for 10 minutes. At the meantime, I'm still kind of doing my Holy Trinity. All right, so my Holy Trinity is pretty much done, as you can see. Look at that. Woo. Some people like to cook it a little more, but I'm gonna since it's still gonna be boiling for a long time, I think it's good enough. But that's about 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes of just stirring it around. All right, just so we can deglaze the pan. We have another cup of chicken broth. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there. While we're at that, we're gonna go ahead and throw the bacon in it as well. Just let that kind of warm together and fuse. We're still waiting on this, so once that 10 minutes is over, we're gonna throw this in there, but just kind of get this going a little bit. All right. We pretty much got all the pan deglazed. Looks like this is going to, I've been stirring it because some of the beans go to the bottom and they kind of stick. It's super hot right now. So we're gonna, it's been about 10 minutes, at a boil with no lid. We're gonna go ahead and dump all the flavoring in there. And now, time to season. I'm about to show you what I'm about to put in it. All right, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of the onion, a little bit of Italian season, just a little bit of mixture of all, you know, those Italian seasonings. We don't use Tony's in this house because Tony's is all salt, man. When they use Slap Your Mama, it's got all the seasonings. It's not as salty. Of course, you can always readjust later, so I'll kind of just, that way you can control your salt, and then we put a little salt. I don't put too much because we salted our chicken broth. So, just a little bit. And of course your pepper. And I like a lot of pepper, so I'll be here for a good little minute. And then of course you can put a little bit of cayenne to make it a little more spicier. Some people like to put, I like to put a little bit of little crystal. I'm sorry, a little bit of crystal. But since some people might be coming over that don't like spicy stuff, we'll just let people adjust that on their own later on. But now that we got all the seasonings in there, we're gonna mix it up. And then we're gonna mix all that up. Perfect. Now we're gonna get it on a slow simmer, all the way as low as possible. So we're gonna put it at the lowest setting possible. And we're just gonna let it sit there. 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm gonna do like 3.5 hours. But yeah, and then you can go do all the chores and stuff. Let that sit there for a little while. We'll come back and check on it in a second. All right, so now you can adjust. So now that it should be done, now you can adjust the thickness by squeezing some beans to the side of the pan until you get the consistency you like. Perfect.
I was literally talking to my tables, and I was like doing like this the entire time. I was like, I'm sorry, what did you say? What did you say? Yeah.
No, put the rice first.
And it's so much cheaper, bro.
Really?
It's so cheap. Pinterest.
Pickles?
Pinterest.
Oh, Pinterest? Yeah, it's free.
A little bit. You do rice first, right?
No, like, what is
You do rice first,
You can
huh?
buy stuff on Pinterest.
Yeah, but they just added that recently.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, bro. No.
I'm sorry. Wait, time out. I saw
Chris.
Let's see, show that.
Better?
Okay.
Sorry.
I see it. You get your bread on it. Put that bread on top. You know what I'm saying?
You know that stuff work.
Yeah. All of them.
Let me get my
I got like.
Let me see. All right.
Bro, these are home.
No, these are good.
All right. Let's try to get
Use that bread as a fork.
That's what I did, basically.
freaking out right now. He's like, fuck yeah. He said, stop.